Okay, today we're going to be talking about junior designers and web designers and how they can get an internship or a junior position at a company. Three most important things that we focus on are portfolio, resume, and the actual interview. Your portfolio, we recommend that first that you have an online portfolio this day and age. It doesn't have to be overly complex, it can be simple, but this is an easy way for employers to see the work that you have and whether that work relates to them or their business. If you're a web designer, this should be a website that you've designed. You don't want to use a template or one of those out-of-the-box items. Print designers, you definitely want to have printed pieces that you bring to the interview, but you also still want to have something online to make it a quick process in the beginning to get you in for an interview. When showing your pieces, you want to have 10 to 15, and they should be your best work. Any more could be overwhelming or unnecessary, and any less just might not be enough to show that you have the knowledge and wherewithal to do the design that they're looking for. If you don't have 10 to 15 pieces, you can create your own pieces. And the way you should position these, you should have your best work in the beginning, and you should have your best work at the end. And the stuff that's a little bit lower, just put in the middle there. Think about the work that you're putting in. You want to have different categories to show that you're very versatile as a designer. So think about things, do you have identity pieces, printing collateral, packaging, interactive pieces, web design, mobile app, as much as you can put in there. And if you have any specialties like illustration or video or anything outside of that actual position, put that in there too, because it can be impressive. Real life work has a tremendous value to employers. So any internships or projects that you did maybe at school but outside of class are perfect. If not, you're a designer. Go to your aunt's business and make her a logo, or make a t-shirt for an event that's going on, or go down to your local coffee shop and make a brochure. Just get out there and get designing, because the more real life stuff you have, the more impressive it's going to be when you sit down for that interview. Also, be thoughtful in how you present your work. It should be professional, neat, and creative. When you have printed work, you want to have nice paper, and you want to mock it up so that it shows the end result. So if you make a poster, don't just have a poster file on a piece of paper. Print out the poster, hang it on the wall. If you have a pamphlet, take a picture of hands holding the pamphlet in different positions. But also make sure that the hands are nice. You're a designer, so think of every aspect of it. If you have a web design, put it in a frame of a computer so it looks nice and they can see how it would relate. Or same thing with an app. Put it in an iPhone frame. So the next important part is your resume. Absolutely, without question, if you're a designer, you should have a designed resume. Don't be sending over just a normal Word document. You want to think about your layout, your typography, your colors. And you want to make sure the information is readable. It's like doing client work, but it's for you. Trends and graphics are fine. If you wanted to have some sort of pie graph of your skills, that's fine, but you really want to focus on what you want to say. So you want to get down to the focus of what your resume says about you. And all that other stuff is bells and whistles. You want to highlight real life experience too. That's pretty much one of the highest important things to a client. Include any awards you have. If you don't have any and you have the means, go out and win some. Education is a must, but the real life projects will push you to the top of the pile. You want to include your program skills, and you want to use professional and strategic language when you talk in your resume. So if you do work for someone, you want to describe what that work was. And you also want to use professional design terms in describing it. So if you did business cards and flyers for Joe's coffee shop, you want to say that you did branding collateral for him. If you had another client where you did logo, typeface, and color palette, you want to say that you did their business identity. These type of terms show the company that you're immersed in the culture and that you understand the different aspects of design. The final part is the interview, which hopefully this has led you to. Number one, this goes without saying, but you want to dress professionally. You want to be the best version that you could possibly be of yourself. You can't overdress for this. They're going to expect you to look nice, so look nice. Number two, you absolutely have to bring in your work. Even if they've seen it online and that's the only work you have, bringing it in gives you an opportunity to talk about it. It also gives you a chance to prove yourself. If it's online and you don't have any print piece portfolio, bring in a nice tablet, bring in a laptop. And if you do go that route, make sure you call ahead of time to make sure that they have Wi-Fi. This shows that you have initiative. The second most important part about an interview is you have to be prepared to talk about your work. And I mean really talk about your work. Not that you just like this color, you thought this was neat. Talk about what the project was, what the challenges you faced were, and why you chose the solution you chose. You have to be prepared for questions about your work, like why did you use that color? Why did you use that typeface? These are answers that you should know, and if not, think about it and come up with a result before you go into that interview. You might get some curveball questions, like how you handle difficult clients or handle their feedback. These are things that you want to be quick on your feet. Never ever answer, I don't know. Then after the interview, you want to make sure that you follow up the next day. Sending a nice thank you email, saying something nice about the interview, what you liked, how excited you were. This stuff can go a long way, setting you apart from other candidates. And a week later, if you haven't heard back, follow up again. I think a nice way to do this is maybe sending the company new work. Say that I worked on this, and like you did in your interview, make sure you explain background on it, what the project was, what the challenges were, why you like it, and why you think they'd like it. So that's it. With these steps, I think you can put your best foot forward and hopefully get yourself a good position in the design world. And if you study these and do really well, you can head on over to the Warshawski Creative Associates position and give it a shot, and we'll let you know how you did. Best of luck out there.